What's up, everybody? It's Omar Farouk here from TryonLeague. Today we have the NFC West, my NFC West predictions. We're going to start with the Arizona Cardinals. Now, they started last year very well. I think they went either 3-0, 4-0, and they were really surprising people. And then they ended up finishing 5-11. And basically it was just because they sucked at quarterback. They were just so bad. It was ridiculously horrible. So they got a new coach who was an offensive coordinator from the Colts, Bruce Arians. And they got him saying he's an offensive mastermind. And they also got Carson Palmer, who was a big upgrade. So now you can take advantage of the fact that you have Larry Fitzgerald, one of the best wide receivers in this game. They also got Rashard Mendenhall, who is a little bit of an injury concern, but is still a good running back. They also got Gerard Powers and 2 other corners, so that's good for them. They're really boosting the secondary along with safety Jeremiah Bell. So they did some nice things. Unfortunately, I don't think it's enough. I think this team is going to be more. I just don't think this team has enough right now. I picked them to go 6-10. I think they're getting better, but I really think they're going to need a younger quarterback. Carson Palmer is not the answer to their problems long term. The next team is the San Francisco 49ers, and they won this division last year. They went 11-4-1, and that's because they tied with the St. Louis Rams. So both of them have a tie in their record. This year, I mean, they've added Anquan Bolden, they've added Nnamdi Asomugha. I don't know how that's really going to affect them, because Nnamdi hasn't been the same since his Raiders days. And yeah, I mean, this team's going to be motivated to get back to the Super Bowl and win it. They did lose Deshaun Goldson on defense, safety. He was really a critical part of their defense. They did lose him, so I think they'll be able to fix that up and get someone else in there and play pretty good defense. And now it's going to be Colin Kaepernick's time to really just step up and really lead this team. I think this team is going to go 11-5. I'm just kind of iffy about Colin Kaepernick because he's only played, I think, 8 or 9 games his entire career, and he still has issues, decision making, stuff like that. So he's still gonna get into it. He's a great player. I picked this team to go 11-5. Now the next team is the Seahawks, who finished 11-5 last year, and this is a very young, talented team. Russell Wilson is just an amazing quarterback, really good. They added Percy Harvin, and even though he's injured and stuff, I mean, whenever he comes back, if he does come back, he's going to be a great asset to this team. But really on the defensive end, this defense that was so good just got better. They got Cliff Averill, defensive end, monster player. He was really good for the Lions, and now he's on the Seahawks. And they also got Antoine Winfield, who was on the Vikings, and very underrated corner to go along with their 2 great corners already, Brandon Browner and Richard Sherman. This defense is stacked. It's probably the best defense in the league, no question about it. I have this team going 11-5. Now, for their talent, you might say, oh, they should have more, but I think their schedule is kind of tough, and I think the fact that they don't have Harvin for pretty much most of the season, I think our expectations of what they could be or what they should have been, I think goes down a little. So I have them going 11-5. The last team, the St. Louis Rams, and literally I was thinking because it had been a while since I remembered everyone's records, and I'm thinking, oh man, the Rams, they were horrible last year. They actually went 7-8-1, the tie obviously. So I mean that was actually kind of surprising to me. And I mean, they did get some really good players in the offseason. They signed Jake Long, offensive tackle. He was former #1 pick, great player. And they drafted Tavon Austin, very talented young rookie wide receiver. They did lose, though, 2 other key receivers, Danny Amendola and Brandon Gibson, and they lost Steven Jackson, who was a really workhorse running back. And now the running back situation is very iffy. They have Daryl Richardson and Isaiah Peed. I don't know how that's going to work out. They're probably going to have to share a lot of carries, but I don't know if that will be the answer. And I think Sam Bradford needs that running game as as a backup in case because they can't be passing it all the time. I think this team is going to end up around the same area that they were last year. I think they're going to finish 7-9. I don't think they've really done enough to go over the hump and actually get into the playoff. So that's it for the NFC West. NFC South hopefully will be coming out tomorrow, and until next time, so long.